Today in our society, the soldering iron has started to become an essential tool in everyone's toolbox. Typically, soldering irons are wired and must be connected to a wall outlet before use. They are a bit harder to set up but give you great performance and may even give you extra features such as variable temperature and an LCD display. However, what happens if you're just a beginner or soldered out in the field without any power outlet? This is where the battery powered soldering iron steps in. You can usually find this online for around 20 Australian dollars or 15 US dollars. From an amateur's point of view, this is a really handy tool for any small to medium sized soldering job. As a first impression, this is extremely lightweight and can fit in the palm of your hand. You can easily have a tight and secure grip on it for precise movements. The outer layer is made of a hard blue plastic which is extremely light and can probably survive light abuse. There is a large name tag on one side and the other side shows a labeled diagram of the battery configuration as well as 4.5 volts and 8 watts. The top of the soldering iron is the on-off switch. The switch does feel quite secure and strong, however the button on top is extremely mushy and there is no actuation point for it. In order to heat the soldering iron up, you must first slide the switch to the on position. Then you have to hold the button down for the tip to heat up. Once you release the button, it will stop heating the iron. I personally think this is a poor design choice as there is no way to constantly keep the iron on. It doesn't help that the button is mushy and flimsy as well. There is also a red LED next to the switch to indicate when the button is pressed and the iron is on. In the front of the soldering iron is the tip where all the action happens. There isn't too much to say about it apart from that it is screwed on and removable. I'm not too sure about the compatibility with other soldering tips as it does look like a proprietary tip. It also comes with a cover for the tip which also locks the switch into off position, which is pretty smart. At the bottom of the soldering iron is a compartment for the 3 AA batteries. It is labelled clearly on the side the orientation of how the batteries should be placed in. You place 1 AA in one slot and 2 in the other. The battery cover is also quite difficult to get off, but it does feel sturdy, so the batteries won't accidentally fall out. Furthermore, the battery slots aren't perfectly flush, so it is a bit harder to get the batteries in and out. Even though the soldering iron is battery powered, it heats up extremely quickly. It is ready to solder in less than 30 seconds. However, it is a bit difficult to use as it is large in size, so it won't be good for small and precise jobs. It is also a slightly more heavier than typical cabled soldering irons, but it is not tethered to any cables. Despite this, it is extremely convenient as it is very small and can get the job done. You don't need to carry any cables to plug it into the wall. And in addition, it is very cheap to buy, so you won't need to be too scared if you damage it or lose it.